everyone. I'm Seema Saviki and I'm from Baku. Good morning everybody. My name is Nitya Venugopalan and I'm from Baku Electronics.
A very good morning to all of you. I'm Shailesh Purohit from Barco Electronics.
We are not passengers on the spaceship Earth. We are the crew.
We are not the residents on this planet. We are the citizens.
The difference in both cases is responsibility. When we say global citizenship, it's not just about the peace and harmony among the various nations in the world, but the truth that all the nations must together live like a family and be bound by certain rules. The earliest reference to the term global citizenship can be found in India in the term Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, where Vasudha means the earth, Eva emphasizing, and Kutumbakam, one big family. So this in totality means that all of us have to find solutions to our problems like one big family. As global citizens, we have certain rights and responsibilities towards our people, our nation, and our planet. We enjoy all the rights which are given to us, but are we really concerned about our responsibilities? For example, we have the right to education, but do we make sure that all our people get the same quality of education? We have the right to freedom of speech, but are we careful about our words so that it does not affect the religious sentiments of a nation? We enjoy and relish on the gifts which are given to us by nature, but do we make an attempt on our part to protect our planet? Most of us are not responsible citizens, and this is causing an imbalance in sustainability. When we say sustainability means meeting the needs of today's generation without jeopardizing the needs of future generation. For that, we need to have profound change in thinking in terms of production and consumption patterns towards the three pillars of sustainability. We call it social, economic, and environmental. On the social front, we say social equity, means we all have equal rights and opportunities for the available resources. And also we say that we should respect faith of others. On an economic front, we should do fair distribution of wealth and efficient allocation of resources. We should also focus on the fact that disparity between rich and poor does not increase. On an environmental front, we all know that the natural resources available to us are limited. So for that, we must adapt the practice of the principle of 3R: reduce, reuse, and recycle. But because of our ignorant behavior, we are reducing the carrying capacity of our earth. When we say carrying capacity, we mean here maximum amount of individual a region can sustain indefinitely. But because of our action, our carrying capacity is diminishing with every passing day.
Carrying capacity is being endangered by our irresponsibilities towards our nature. Overuse of natural resources and exploitation is creating a big disbalance in the ecosystem. Like you see, number of natural disasters worldwide have got increased 3 times in the last 3 decades. Looks like a dangerous situation. We all know that water is needed for our existence on the earth. But you will be surprised to know that in India, only 23% of us have got access to piped water. Global warming is such a big issue that a rise in 2 degrees of global average temperature may lead us to pay $100 billion per year. If we continue this, we may end up with a situation something similar to what happened in 1722 with the Rapa Nui civilization. With the overuse of resources, they had reached to a situation of diminishing carrying capacity and ultimately to a situation of cannibalism, which is a very dangerous situation of people killing each other for food. Are we ready for a situation to be faced such as cannibalism? No, we are not. I, being a father of 2.5-year son, never want the next generation to see a situation like cannibalism. And I am quite sure that none of the parents in the world would like to do so.
On understanding the sensitivity of the situation, we did a survey among the various sections of the society, which included corporates and experts, teachers, parents and students, family and colleagues. Out of which we came to know that not much people give importance to sustainability of the planet. We tried further analyzing this by using an important concept of management, which is Maslow's pyramid of hierarchical needs. From our survey results, we came to know that sustainability of planet at this point of time lies in the self-fulfillment needs of the people. But the current situation demands that it immediately shift to the basic needs. That is as important as food and water are to all of us. Similarly, sustainability of our planet should also reach to the same level. So, the need of the hour is to spread awareness, sensitize people and make them responsible. There is a total change in mindset required of the people towards sustainability of the planet. And we also analyzed through our research that the most effective method to achieve this is through children. So, now we are going to let you know about the core concept of our presentation, which is Catch Them Young. Children can be designed and molded from a very young age towards the sensitivity of the environment. If children are brought up with good moral values, they will definitely become good human beings. And we can expect exceptional achievements from them towards the sustainability of our planet. I would just like to share with you all a small example in this regard, which is about Polka sisters, who are world chess champions. Now, the Polka sisters were raised by their parents on the philosophy of geniuses are made and not born. From a very young age, they were taught to play chess. They were taught the nuances of the game. Their whole life revolved around the chessboard. And the environment that was created around them also had chess in it. So much so that the toys with which they used to play were also shaped like chess pieces. And the end result was, they became the grandmasters of the game. So what we conclude from this is that if children are educated about sustainability from a very young age, they will definitely bring desired results. So our approach to all of you is, yes, let's catch them young.
To further strengthen our approach on Catch Them Young, we the youth here have designed a structured approach and we call it Catch Them Young, Watch Them Grow. Through this approach, we want to sensitize the children towards the Mother Earth by making them more accountable, responsible citizens and having sense of belongingness towards nature. We start with the education system here. It acts like an engine, which further drives the main gear of core values. And the core values are accountable, caring, belongingness, and respect for nature, which further drives the smaller gear of children and motivates them enough with these core values by inculcating into their young brains, which further drives the subsequent gear of family and society by transmitting the same energy of values to them. And the most important, youth. We the youth here play a very important role by providing a supporting environment for smooth functioning of this model. And also we act as a guide to help them grow with such core values. So through this approach, we would be able to get a generation, rather I would say changed generation, which is more accountable, sensible, having sense of belongingness towards the nature and respect and care for the nature. And hence we become the responsible citizens and make a sustainable earth. So let's catch them young and watch them grow.
The same idea of catch them young, watch them grow, we would like to present a popular case study which is already proven. Which is already proven and popularly known as Smoke Free Class 2000. In the year 1988, many parts of USA were facing a big issue of increasing number of smokers in the society. They analyzed that 95% of the smokers catch this habit of smoking by the age of 19 years or even early. Best way to quit smoking is never to start was the philosophy which was used for a nationwide activity which was started to sensitize students about this bad habit being popularized in the society. Students were made aware of the important facts like 20% of Americans were dying because of smoking. With this awareness, they were also given a practical approach for a better understanding that they were asked to do surveys and go and meet people in the neighborhood who were already suffering with the diseases or had even lost a life out of their families. At the end, the students were so sensitized about this topic that they signed banners and pledged to achieve a smoke-free generation. And the ultimate result was many schools in Florida, with a continuous effort for 12 years, could achieve a smoke-free generation. This is how the big concept of catch them young, watch them grow worked for them.
Out of the case study which has been just mentioned to all of you, there are a few inferences that we do and would like to implement in our work. The education system plays a very important role here, starting with the following steps, which is first, spreading awareness. Mass awareness needs to be spread in the form of music, videos, activities, skits and plays which can be staged at mass level. Small activities should be started by schools. Like for example, they can ask the children to bring about a 5% reduction in their electricity bill every month. By doing so, the children would go home and even involve their parents. The parents would discuss it with their colleagues and it would even involve them. And this would lead to a mass awareness. Knowledge. Knowledge needs to be given to the children right from the time they enter school, that is primary education, and continue throughout the secondary education. Sensitize. Sensitizing children about the ill effects of nature due to human activities and the loss of human life, which is also a part of their own activities. Visualize. Visualization can be done with the help of banners and posters which can be hung in the classes of children. So, once they enter the classroom every day, they would get to see what is right and what is wrong, what they should do and what they should not. And by seeing this every day, it would create a deep impact in their mind. And they would get to know to differentiate between the right and the wrong. Continuous. It has to be made a continuous process. Like it's not sufficient to just celebrate an Earth Day or an Environment Day once in a year. But Earth and Environment Days needs to be celebrated all the 365 days in a year. All these habits should be inculcated in them. Just like sleeping, drinking and eating comes naturally to children, in a similar manner, sustainability should also be a part of their own character. All these would lead to development of good practices and the end result of this would definitely be a green earth. So small steps will definitely result in green effects.
By having these values, we can bring revolution into society and spread exponentially, and we call it a fission effect. Like fission effect, we compare it with the fission effect where a huge amount of energy is released through the chain reaction. So in our case, we know the strength of our model is children. So when a child is bombarded with these values, they would further transmit the similar values to the another child, and similarly each child would spread these values to many more people in the society. Hence we get a generation which is changed and having sense of accountability, responsibility and belongingness towards the nature, and we become the positive sustainable habits, we bring the positive sustainable habits in our nature.
So this final slide of our presentation gives the complete essence of our approach. The heroes of our model, children, when inculcated with very strong moral values like care, accountability, attachment and respect towards the nature, brings an explosive effect and spread it exponentially. At the same time, we urge to the youth of our nation and our planet to come forward and join us to accelerate this movement. With this, we are very confident that we will achieve a sustainable planet and most importantly, a changed generation, which will be quite sensitive about positive, sustainable habits,
change towards reduce, reuse, recycle,
and appreciate the value of nature.
so let's catch them young, watch them grow.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Alright, interesting presentation. How have you been implementing this in your own organization? What have you done about Catch Them Young, Let Them Grow? Have you done something for your employed kids?
When we start, because as on today,
In fact, I was going to ask the same question. So let me just add to that a bit. Is if you can make it a little more precise by saying you have explained several models. How do you adapt them to your organization, and how does that the Catch Them Young model apply to your organization?
you mean
Have you used
implementation?
it in your organization
Yeah.
already, or how can you use it?
How does this whole thing be adapted into a corporate environment? It's very good as a social initiative, but I'm asking the question of how this can be adapted in a corporate environment. And if there is an example of Barco having engaged and has some results.
Sir, as far as engaging people is concerned, I would say it is already implemented up to some extent, because during our surveys we involved lot of feedbacks from the colleagues who are already parents, and with the valuable feedback and many discussions before we developed this approach after and during our journey, I think we have sensitized many of our colleagues on this issue, that they realize that Catch Them Young, Watch Them Grow is the only thing which can give us, which can be proven as a solution to this big problem. So that way I would say it is already implemented. People have started thinking about it, and many of them, some of the colleagues' wives are working in some schools, and when they went back, the first feedback was that we discussed with our kids and our wives. So I think the first discussion was started, that means the first implementation was done, and that is the need of hour.
But that still doesn't answer my question.
And I think
Organization.
we have,
Are we not children? Do we not behave in the same way as?
yeah, sir. This is the first step I talked about.
How those models can be adapted within a corporate environment?
So if I were to add to what Mr. Sinha is saying, when a new employee joins the organization, GT would probably join at the age of 22, a manual trainee would join at the age of 24, 25, and they still have good 35 years there. And they are nothing but children, and they still impressionable. So what is it that you would do at that level?
Well, to answer your question, yes, we the youth here, we have again 35 more years to go, and we in fact play a very important role, because children don't know what to do and how to do. And once they are given an assignment, for example, she mentioned in her presentation that if we give electricity bill reduction 5% as a project to children, so of course that activity would be done by the parents only. So in that way, they are involving the parents. And parents, we are the young, we are going to be the young parents in another 2 years or something. He is already a parent. So in that sense, by supporting and by giving a supporting environment to the children in terms of the activity towards sustainable planet, we would be actively participating in that.
I think I'll rephrase my question. What I wanted to ask you was, when you have people who join your organization, so one is at a level you know that if I have a child who's born today, the child will become a parent after 20 to 30 years, so I look at 30 years hence. But would my planet survive for the next 30 years is a question. So we need to do something right now also. I'm saying, at Barco, do you do anything when people join your organization to inculcate these values in them?
Sir, if we do that, not very exactly, but yes, if you talk about an idea, how can we do it? I feel this concept of Catch Them Young, Watch Them Grow if we phrase it in terms of a new joinee is a young and we want to catch him now on this idea. If we make this idea a part of our induction program itself, and it is already imbibed in our brains, the existing employees, we and more motivated people and leaders of our organization. So once it is in the air, it is in the environment of the organization, officially we include this in the induction program itself. So we catch them young in the induction and watch him grow in the agreed environment. Go ahead.
The values mentioned here are also Baku values as such. So if we say that we are accountable, there are certain jobs given to us that we are accountable for. So when there's an induction program, like you mentioned, going on, and if we tell them that, I'm accountable for this is how I work. When they join in at the we're just sowing the seeds maybe right there during the induction. It will further result in them in understanding the way we are working, and of course they will be also moving in the same direction. Yes. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. So now we have team 3 comprising of and led by Party Babu.